Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we are finally ready to enter Torech Ungol and, well, take care of the menace within. That is, it's to the other side, my bite. Enter Torech Ungol, deal with the spiders with the great big, and secure the place as much as we can. So yeah, we will not be able to absolutely secure this place, but we can make very good progress. There are plenty of things to do and plenty of things to find as well. For example, here we have a page.
My lady, I fear the mother of this plague to be Ungwetari, that most loathsome of Ungoliant's brood that troubled our kindred in Beleriand.
So hopefully, if we did everything right, I hope we did, we will be able to complete the last lore and the treasure chests by thoroughly exploring Torech Ungol. At least that's my hope. Oh, come on. But you will notice that now that we are in the landscape version of it, all the side passages that were blocked on the previous episode are now open for exploration, like for example this one. So let us begin by repairing this broken Gilgelair. The Light of Eärendil. So yeah, there are a lot of side passages for us to explore. But we do need to explore them all. Oh, come on. There's another page in here.
This, I deem, is our best hope. For while slaying her may lie beyond our power, still, we may hem her in.
So it seems now Celeborn is explaining how did he trap Shelob with the Gilgelair, the lamps, and the Light of Eärendil that he told us about at the end of the last episode. I don't mind that specifically. I mean, it does make sense in a way. The only thing that can stop Shelob, as it was established in the books, is the Light of Eärendil. But on the other hand, when Frodo uses the Light of Eärendil in the books, for a brief time, we are given Shelob's point of view, and if I'm not mistaken, she thinks this is a light she has not seen before, and it hurts her a lot. So from a lore perspective, it makes sense that Celeborn will use the Light of Eärendil, but as some other things in the game, it's not an exact fit, but it works for the story the devs are trying to tell, the story the devs want to tell in this place. We once again will not be able to see the end of this today, but we should be able to nonetheless advance quite a lot with this storyline. This great big, oh god. So there's a lot of backtracking, or at least that's the way I usually do it, to make sure that I don't miss any of the side passages in this place. You kinda need to backtrack a little bit. For example, yeah, this one we had already blocked. Yeah, this is the passage that we took just a few moments ago. So yeah, it's a little bit of backtracking, but so far, it's not that bad. We still, however, need to keep an eye open, because there are a lot of things that we can find in this place. Okay, you wanna slow me down? Let's do it then. Let's have it your way. Alright, so with this, we have already completed 2 quests. The 2 quests bestowed by Legolas. But now, we still need to complete the 2 quests for Celeborn. No, Celeborn, no, my bad. For Celeborn. No, Celeborn, no. We have not met Celeborn in game yet, and it's very unlikely that we will unless we get another sort of flashback zone during the Second Age. But once again, that doesn't seem very likely. So yeah, Celeborn, no. Out of the picture. I sometimes confuse Celeborn and Celeborn. They sound too similar for me, in my opinion. But I also take great care in not messing that up whenever I'm recording, except today, of course. But now you know, Celeborn and Celeborn sometimes confuse me. Okay, it seems this is the way out. Well, this is a passage we hadn't explored yet. And at this rate, we might even be able to complete the advanced tier of Insect and Spider Slayer in the Morgul Vale. And that would be great. I mean, depending on how fast we can finish all the other things we have to do in here and how much time we have left afterwards, we might be able to do just that. Finish grinding it. We are not missing that much to complete it. Oh, come on. This passage, yeah, I think we had explored before. It starts getting confusing after a while. But I hope I can keep track of all this as we continue exploring this passage. Now, this one to the north doesn't seem to have anything of interest. We were kind of already in here. It's just that this particular portion of the tunnel we hadn't explored. And yeah, it seems there wasn't anything in here. In fact, we can, I think, remove these 2 quests that we can complete with Legolas and actually just get this deed on the tracker just to be safe. We're missing about 40 of these of these things. I think we can totally do it. Yeah, we should be able to totally do this. I don't think we're gonna spend a lot of time in here, but there are still places we need to explore. For example, that passage over there, you might remember from the last episode, that's where we went looking for Shelob. That's where we encountered Shelob, actually, where she pursued us. So of course we're gonna go there again, but I'm leaving that for last.
It would take but a few such glasses, cunningly ensconced within her caverns, to keep Ungwatari penned and stay her offspring from the foul land.
So yeah, now Celeborn is explaining how he got all these in Torech Ungol. All right. These quests are auto-completing. That's great. What about this one? No, for this one we need to go back to Celeborn. That's okay. We're gonna explore this passage in here. You'll see in just a moment. Awesome. Exactly. A rare Mordor chest in here. We're gonna grab this. There's only one more to find now. No, we cannot cross these webs. But I remember... Ah, yeah. So, this is where this would lead you, if this were open, this would lead you to the place where Sam fought Shelob and where the orcs found Frodo. And then we go back to this intersection over here, which was in the books as well, where Sam followed the orcs, trying to reach the Tower of Cirith Ungol, but the orcs closed the door. I always found that portion of the book to be a little confusing. I find some of Tolkien's description a little confusing. There are some places that I wouldn't be able to fully visualize if it weren't for the game or the movies, and for that I'm very thankful. I think I mentioned something about this when we were exploring Helm's Dyke and the Deeping Combe, places that were not in the movies per se, and the game did a great job in portraying those places. It has helped me a lot rereading the books after playing through these areas. And that's what we will be doing as well. We're about to also reach the Tower of Cirith Ungol. We don't need to go to the tower, but I always like entering the tower from here, because seeing all these places connect helps a lot with the immersion and the world building. And there's a page in here.
Being sly, she caught us, and would have feasted upon our bones, but by chance the cloud rack rent, and the stars were unveiled.
So yeah, you don't need to enter the tower per se, but you still need to come here for the page. So might as well, you're already in here. It only would take a minute to check this in Torech Ungol. I mean, this is still part of Torech Ungol, as you can see. And here we'll have the door. So this will have to be the door Sam bashed his head against when he was pursuing the orcs. Oh, there's a chest in here. I'm farming a crafting ult, so this chest will help a little bit with that. That's great. And then Sam returns through here, goes back to the intersection, and from here leaves Torech Ungol through here and finds a way to the tower. To the Tower of Cirith Ungol here, so it's yeah. We also visited that place in during our journeys in Mordor. It's just that I hadn't realized that was the place. But you remember when we disguised ourselves as the Silent One, I think it was, and then the Orc General took us to a place of sacrifice where many different orcs were sacrificed to Shelob. That's the place that you could technically get to by exiting Torech Ungol from the south. But I guess there's a little portion of the map that has not been built yet, and that's why you cannot exit through there. At least that's what it seems like. I mean, I will need to go back to Lingris and double check. But how cool is that? And yeah, we're definitely going to finish the Slayer Deed by the time we go back to Celeborn. I think that's another way to enter this place. I guess we'll come back through there, because for the time being, if we continue to the north, we'll find this camp in here. Oh, come on. As you see here, well, we have Celeborn, Legolas, and Atli in here, so I guess we are technically not supposed to be in here yet. I'm guessing this camp was introduced to the game with the addition of the raid. So we, once again, are technically not at this point in the story, but we'll need to come back here once we hit level 130, because this is the entrance to the Remorkhan raid, where you finally confront Shelob. The entrance is a little bit to the northeast, I guess?
Once, when first we were betrothed, you lit the caverns of Doriath with star glasses, filled with Eärendil's glow, the Gilgelair of song.
Oh, Doriath. Awesome. So yeah, the entrance to the raid... Oh, come on. It's through here. And once again, we cannot enter the raid. We cannot unlock the deed, because we are not at the required level. But as you see here, there is a chest. And that is the last chest that we need for this portion of the Morgul Vale. So I'm actually thinking... Yeah, I'm actually thinking I'm gonna use a couple of these Virtue XP tomes. Because now that we are unlocking a new Virtue rank every single level, it's getting really hard to keep up with it. So, completed rare chests of Cirith Ungol. Now we have loyalties level 67. And that's it? That can be it. Ah, yeah, because the maximum is level 70. Oh, God. Yeah, it's getting really hard to keep all our virtues on level now that every level up is unlocking a new rank. I had some Virtue XP saved on my vault, and I've been using these Virtue Tomes whenever I can, but I still cannot fully do it. Oh, come on. Completed the scouting Citadel Ungol, Remorhand, the Net of Darkness. Ah, well, we unlocked the entrance to the raid. That's interesting. So give me just a moment in that case. Completed scouting Citadel Ungol. We have earned... Well, loyalty is now rank 68. But we have also completed the discovery to the entrance of the raid.
While I await your reply, we will battle on against the scourge of Torech Ungol. But the sullying of the veil cannot be stemmed forever.
But we cannot enter the raid, right? Yeah, we cannot do it. But at least we can unlock the deed. So that way, when we hit level 130, we don't need to come all the way back here just for that. Which I appreciate. I don't know if I will be able to get a group for this raid. Now that the endgame has moved past it, I hope we can. And I think we still need to come back here anyways, because a Celeborn will have a quest. But if you are not interested in the quest, you can still enter the raid. And that's great. So, I think we need to start leveling another virtue. So I think I'm gonna go with Valor now. I think I'm gonna use another one of these guys. We are missing one page that I think should be somewhere around here. And we're about to complete a deed as well. So... let us see if the page we are missing is in here, or if not, then we'll need to find a way. We'll need to basically revisit the entire place. No, here it is. That's great. There we go.
When the light of Eärendil shone upon her, she quailed and fled back to the gloom of her caves, as if the glimmer itself hurt her.
There we go. So as you see here, Celeborn was talking about the first time he came here and found Shelob, and how he discovered how to hold her back. The first time I was doing this last lore, however, I had a hard time with it because there are some pages in it that makes it seem like this is being written on the spot by Celeborn, like he's talking about the current moment, but that's not the case. And as you discover some of the later pages, you discover that, but I still found that interesting. So what we have here. The story is complete. This letter was clearly written for Galadriel by her husband Celeborn, but you are unsure quite how old it is. Perhaps if you bring it to Celeborn, he will be able to answer your questions. Continue adventuring in Citadel Ungol. Does that mean that Celeborn is gonna give us the raid quest right now? Completed. Okay, the Spider Slayer did advanced. So... okay, Valor is now level 62, that's great. But... let me double checking here, this... yeah, there's a title I missed. So, White Slayer, no, Spider Slayer, we got some runes and some sigils. Here we have some quests. Scouting Rat Duath, no, Scouting Citadel Ungol gave us this title of the Hidden Stairs. And the rare chests of Citadel Ungol. So we only have this title. You have explored Citadel Ungol in great detail, defying the many elect dangers that crawl from the dark pass. Now we have a new deed. Ah, well, discovery The Net of Darkness, there we go. We have 5 LOTRO points. Yeah, we have just done a lot of things today. So my question was, as far as I remember, in order to bring this journal to Celeborn, this letter, you can only do that with the Celeborn that is on the camp to the Remorkant. So does that mean that after we turn this quest in with Celeborn, he's gonna move immediately to that camp? Because if that's the case, that would be great. So that we can just, well, do as much as we can in here once again and just leave the raid for later. Even though that would mean I was mistaken in thinking that camp was added at a later point in the game. If Celeborn moves to that camp right now, that would lead me to believe this was all part of the release. This was released with Minas Morgul update 25. I wasn't there when Minas Morgul was initially released, so I wouldn't be able to tell you that, but let us see what we can discover with this. Did you defeat the Gretbig? Excellent work, Beriathan. I know not how many more there are, or how deep they live inside. They may be Ungwetari's children, but they are unlike the spiders in many ways and pose different threats. You have done well, Beriathan. Atli will be happy to hear there are fewer spiders in the world. Alas, there will be many more to slay in our near future. The horde is nigh unending. It is done? Thank you, Beriathan. I pray this halter until we are ready to enter Remorkant. Oh, it seems we can, into the spiders then.
We will soon need a small force to enter the deep tunnels. Remorkant, the Net of Darkness.
Our efforts will hold the spider horde in Torech Ungol for now. Soon we must pursue Ungwetari herself, but until then I ask you and Legolas to return to the Rangers of Ithilien and inform them of Rugor's plot. We will soon need a small force to enter the deep tunnels. Remorkant, the Net of Darkness. That is where we will meet the Spider Queen. That is where I will end this. I will send for you when the time is right. So yeah, the quest to enter the Remorkant, you will get it when you hit level 130. So I guess I was right in thinking that camp was added when the raid was added as well at a later update, but then that means that the journal, the letter, we will give to Celeborn right now. You show Celeborn the ancient pages you found in Torech Ungol. He looks amused. Thousands of years later, a letter sent but never delivered reappears, just as the subject of the letter has reappeared herself. I wrote this in the early days of the Second Age. Thank God Aldrim had fallen. I, with the aid of the Bright Company, hunted down Morgoth's living servants, of which the spawn of Ungoliant were counted. My request for aid did eventually reach Galadriel, through other means, and the Star Glasses received. Ungwetari was bound by the Gilgelair for only a few hundred years before Sauron came to Mordor and freed her. When I return to Lorien, I will deliver this letter to Galadriel. I believe she will be pleased to finally receive it. Well, I guess the devs are well aware that it's not quite possible to I mean, the contradiction with the books that I mentioned earlier regarding the Light of Eärendil, so they are solving this by saying Sauron destroyed that when he returned to Mordor, which, I mean, works a little bit better, but there's still the fact that, as far as I remember, Shelob said that was an unknown light. But well, once again, we are just delineating a small detail right now because this is the story the devs want to tell, so like with many other situations, they are stretching the lore a little bit to be able to do something else, and that I appreciate. I mean, it's not as lore-breaking as, for example, having the Grey Company reunite with Aragorn before reaching Isengard and going to Orthanc themselves. That one, I think, it's the one that bugs me the most. So I'm willing to give this one a pass.
Lord Celeborn speaks true. The Rangers must be made aware of what transpired here.
Let us return to Mablung as swiftly as we are able. Lead the way, Legolas. Oh, here we have Atli too, okay.
Wait, hold a moment. Let me see if I have this right.
You quickly inform Mavlung of all you learned in Castle Across and of what occurred in Torech Ungol. Mavlung looks both distressed and awe-inspired. Wait, hold a moment. Let me see if I have this right. Rukor wants to rouse the wounded Shelob from her lair, so she eats everyone and everything, and when she goes back to sleep, he wants to take Mordor for himself. That is a terrible, terrible plan. And not only that, but he convinced the Ungolidain to lead him right to her, and he gave Felgur back his skin changing? Then that poor fool went after Shelob. She ate him, and almost ate you as well, but Celeborn, the Lord of Loring himself, stepped in to save you? You nod and confirm that is the summary of what transpired. He takes a moment to steady himself. What a day, Beriathan, what a day. I will send for reinforcements at once and move all available scouts to keep watch on Torech Ungol. No one will come or go without our knowledge. When Celeborn is ready to confront Shelob, we will stand with him. Okay, we need to pick a reward. Agility, vitality. This is a defensive one. So maybe we can use it, but it's not gonna be as good. Let us check this right now. We're gonna open the runes. Yeah. We have this lost lore in here. We'll take care of that in just a moment. What do we have here? Some agility, vitality, resistance, fate, physical mastery. Yeah, I don't think this is an overall improvement above anything we already have, which is a shame. But I guess we are gonna deconstruct this. Now, the Mordor treasure for some crafting materials. And the other Mordor treasure. Which is also giving me the crafting materials, but we had, yeah, here, all this, the crafting bundle. Okay. Some of these trophies that we can take for selling. Enhancement runes, level 121. Alright, we are also approaching the moment at which we can use all those runes when we hit level 126. So now I'm a little bit confused as to where to go next. So let us regroup at...
Let us hope you bring glad tidings, friend.
Estalatlan, which is, it seems, the main base of operations in here. Right. And let us double check what else we can do in here. So we can get into the Dead City, enter Minas Morgul at long last, and we also have the Black Book of Mordor, which also involves entering Minas Morgul. The difference is, for the Black Book, you can actually storm the front gate and make your way to the third circle and advance the quest, but for the landscape quest you need to actually complete the instance and establish a foothold inside Minas Morgul, and that's something that I would like to do on the next episode. I'm not sure if I should just cut this episode short today, but I guess we can instead
will not stop the enemy.
Travel to Minas Morgul. I will make up my mind and I will tell you how it goes. Alright, here we are. We'll need to enter this tower and complete that instance to finally enter Minas Morgul, but yeah, I think I wanna save that for the next episode, as the next one is a very special episode. It will be episode 500, and I want to celebrate that by storming Minas Morgul and getting into the Dead City at long last. So even though we can do the Black Book through other means, once again, I don't feel comfortable going to the third circle without doing this first, even if that means that we'll need to backtrack a little bit for the Black Book at some other point, but I think this is what I'm going with. So once again, the way we are role-playing this, Beriathan followed Faramir's advice. He saw how well guarded the front door was, and then he decided to help the rangers in Torech Ungol so that they could well, solve the issues in there and send reinforcements for the attack on Light of Eärendil that is soon to come. That will be in fact on the next episode, but for the time being, this has been all on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. That will be a very special one. Until then, my friends, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.